When it comes to the turnaround here, which is somewhat miraculous, do you give? I'll give you a few choices, but do you give? If you had to give the most of the credit, would you give it to Mike Vrabel? Would you give it to Drake Maye? Would you give it to Josh McDaniels? Who would you give? Some would give it to the schedule, like Cam Newton.
Right.
But who do you give most of the credit to?
I would say Mike Vrabel, for him to come in, and you got to give Mike Vrabel his flowers because, first of all, he created a culture. He was the one that brought in Josh McDaniels. You know what I mean? So Mike Vrabel has to get the kudos, for this. Josh McDaniels, if it was a assistant coach of the year, damn it, he'll be up for that because he's developing Drake Maye like he's Tom Brady, and the numbers are showing. So, I mean, I'm impressed by what he's doing, but Mike Vrabel by far is the MVP.
See, I would go, and this would probably shock people, I would go with Robert Kraft because Robert Kraft is the one who
See
said.
what happens? You get one guy a nor'easter jersey with his name on it. It's unbelievable.
But we look at
page right out of Sam Kennedy's book.
He whores himself out for merch left
Yeah,
and
but
right.
you got to give Robert because Robert is the guy
I was going to say this. Thank you.
that
Outta here,
hired
Wiggy.
Vrabel, right, and made the decision. I think Ty, you talked about this
But
last
he wanted
time.
Vrabel when he wasn't available. He always wanted Vrabel.
But what he did was
He
fired
hired Mayo over Vrabel.
But he fired Mayo and said,
Yeah, so you're giving him. He made a mistake clearly on Gerard Mayo, and I had a lead not so long ago, giving him credit for being able to overcome that. And but he doesn't get the majority of the credit.
No.
I don't think. I mean,
well, he could have kept Mayo here,
no, he couldn't have.
or he couldn't have sweetened the pot good enough to maybe get Vrabel to turn down the
But
Jets.
you know what? It's kind of like who gets the credit for a lot of times people don't give, because he's so great, don't give Bill Belichick the credit for Tom Brady. You know what I mean?
Right.
Tom Brady wouldn't have been in the game
Right.
at the time if it was up to Mr. Kraft because he paid him all that damn money.
Right.
You know what I mean? Drew just signed a big contract. So sometimes you got to think about Bill Belichick. He had some big ones to say, look, this is my guy after a guy got a $100 million contract. So I think Belichick's supposed to get more credit,
Right.
with introducing Tom Brady to the Patriots and sticking with him because, if we're not in that position, but as a owner, if we're in that position, if I gave a guy a $100 million contract, guess what? Hey, that's who playing. I don't give a damn what